Hello, welcome back to the 4 a.m. Talks podcast. How's it going? And you are listening to Poems with Ramya Velu. Today, I am super excited to bring you this brand new episode. You might wonder why? Why so excited? You can ask me that, but I will reveal it to you in some time. Before that, I want to let you know that in today's episode, we are not having anything such as poem that is written by me. Instead, instead, I am going to talk about a song that is very close to me, and it was written by Taylor Swift, and it was released from one of her album called Evermore. In that album, there is a song called Dorothea. So if you haven't listened to Dorothea, please check out Dorothea. It is an amazing song and it is very close to my heart. This song basically talks about friendships that's basically, that has been faded away. As time passes by, things change. Now, for example, just sit back, relax yourself, and think about your first school best friend. The minute you went into your schooling, you had this one friend, and you considered that she or he was your best friend. Do you think they are still your best friend? So, I'm going to talk about a similar thing that happened in my life. While I was in my pre kindergarten schooling, I met this one beautiful girl, and I don't want to reveal her name. Let's name her as Dorothea. So, I met this girl, Dorothea, when I was in my pre KG. So, right now, when I think back, that person never saw any difference in me. She was my very first best friend. And she was so warm, she was so welcoming that, I really loved hanging out with her. I really loved the play dates that we had. So, in my schooling days, I never had, a good memories of, carrying this one best friend from them. But when I look back, I just feel that this one person was like a lucky charm in my wallet that I never wanted to lose. But you know what happened when I was in my first grade? Dorothea had to change her school because they were shifting, her parents were planning to shift their house to some other area and they wanted to find a school in that locality so that it becomes easy for her to travel. But that was so hard for me to accept. And I started feeling very bad and I had, you know, terrible days to go back to school without Dorothea. So when this happened, I took her number and I said, I will call you. And then I don't know what happened, while, back then we didn't ever had WhatsApp, Facebook, nothing as such. So I tried calling her through my mom's phone and it said, number is not reachable. So I kept trying and trying and trying because I was just missing her so much in my second grade. And I just felt bad that I couldn't connect back to her. Luckily, she had one of her cousins studying in my school, so I would visit her class every single day during the lunch hour, during the break time, just to ask her, if she could give me her cousin's number. And I'm not gonna lie, that person actually, her cousin, gave me her number. But what happened was I really couldn't get back again because it just said that a person picked up a call and that person said there is no such person called Dorothea, and that left me in pieces. I was like, oh my god. I'm like, I just wanted to like talk to you. I just want to know how you're doing and which school you are in. Who is your best friend? Is your favorite color still yellow? I just wanted to ask all of these questions, but I just couldn't because I never had a chance to contact back to her. Now, fast forward, I still used to think back, while listening to Dorothy, I was like, hey, does she even still think about me? Because we just abruptly ended our friendship. But we really loved each other, right? Even during that young age, we never saw any differences in us. We just sat together in the same class, giggled, and had some fun. So recently, while I was in my college canteen, so there is basically a store where you can purchase something like a supermarket kind of thing. So I was walking into the supermarket to, buy an ice cream for myself and for my friends. I met this one person who was walking in front of me, and I just was like, hey, I know this girl somewhere. Also, I would want to say that I'm not a person who would actually make some random conversation with any strangers. But this time, I certainly did. I just went and held this person's hand and I was like, hey, are you Dorothea's sister? And she was like, yeah. She was like, are you Ramya? And I'm like, yes. You recognize me? Do you still remember me? And she was like, yeah. And this girl was Dorothea's cousin, whom I actually connected back in school to get her number. And I was like, how are you? How was your college? I'm like, do you study in the same college? I never knew about this. And she's still studying in pre-university. I just mentioned studied. Oh my God, I'm just so excited. I'll tell you what's gonna happen. So as soon as I met her, I started like checking up on her. I was like, which class, where, which block do you belong to? I was like, that's so nice. And then I asked her, do you still talk to Dorothea? And she was like, yes, she's my cousin. Obviously, I'll be talking to her. And I was like, would you mind giving me her contact number? And Dorothea's sister was like, yes, obviously, I will give it to you. And I was like, can you just show me her picture? I'm so wanting to see her and I've been missing her. And she immediately, took her phone and she was like, this is how Dorothea looks. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, she looks exactly like her mother. And I came back home and I was just wondering if Dorothea would want to talk to me because it's been 15 years. Would she really remember me? But the beauty is, Dorothea's sister got back to me and she was like, hey Ramya. And I was like, yeah, what's up? Did you talk to Dorothea? She was like, yes, I surely did talk to Dorothea. And she said that she wants to talk to you as well. Here is the contact number. I got so excited, and this just happened, a few days back. And I was like very happy. I saved Dorothea's number and I just texted, hey Dorothea, this is Ramya here. Do you remember me? And she was like, hey, she was like, how are you doing? Obviously, how will I forget you? You are my first best friend. And that feeling was so beautiful. Because some friendships are so precious that they are just like your lucky charms that you don't want to miss. And when you miss that lucky charm and you find back that sovereign that was given to you by somebody, is just amazing. And we were just texting each other, telling like how our days were when we were so young, starting first grade. And she all of a sudden said, do you remember? And I was like, I just completed the sentence by saying that, do you remember I had come to your house while it was your birthday? And she sent me the pictures of her birthday party, while we were in first grade, while she celebrated her birthday party. I went to her birthday party and we had clicked some crazy pictures, like she feeding me a cake. And I just teared up when I saw that. I was like, how beautiful this life was. While we were kids, we had no such thing as pressure or anything that's holding you back or insecurities. You just had nothing. You just had your one best friend to whom you just want to go meet every day and talk about your favorite cartoons. And what was the favorite thing is she just told me that, hey, do you remember this dress? And I certainly didn't remember anything. And she said, we both promised each other that we'd be wearing our birthday dresses. So I was wearing my birthday dress and she was wearing her new birthday dress, and we just took picture, and that just brought tears in my eyes. I was like, did we just plan this like while we were young? How beautiful is this relationship that I had with you? Right now I'm going to meet her tomorrow. Basically, I'm recording this episode on a Saturday night, and tomorrow is Sunday, so this episode will be released, and I'll be meeting my best friend after a long time. And this is some kind of a new feeling for me. I just want to know, how she looks. And yeah, I obviously know how she looks because we did exchange our Instagram IDs, and we certainly did see how much we have grown up. And I'm just excited to see what kind of a person she has grown up to. And this is just amazing when you just get back to your old friends or like a memory. It is so amazing. And why I wanted to record this episode is, I've been feeling very blue lately. And I was just thinking that, wow, I never had any school memories. And I basically didn't have a lot of friends to carry on from my schooling. And this person was one of the best person that I ever met in my school. I know we were just young, and no matter what, like whatever experience that I had in my school, this person was someone who was very different to me. And I still remember certain things that, I could just sit and laugh over. But when you know that you hold a feeling for a person, for example, right now, I'm so grateful for Dorothea because when I was very young, I had like a lot of problems to make friends. I was just worried if I'll ever fit in. I don't know. I had my insecurities as a child because I looked dark in my class. And she looks really cute. She looks British, Indian British. And she made friends with me. She was like, do you want to be my best friend? And I was like, yes. And I really liked her is because we just sat and spoke hours together about different things like, what was your favorite color? Oh, do you watch this cartoon? Yeah, I do watch this cartoon. I would just discuss about like, do you watch the serial? And yeah, obviously, like, the small cute little stuffs. And as I started growing up, I started seeing a disparity in my school when people started like, avoiding me for whoever I was. And I owed this person more because she made me believe that people are different. And obviously, she's my first best friend. I couldn't afford to lose her, but I just did something to get her contact number, and I finally did make an effort to find her. And the second message that she sent me was, I never knew that you would be coming back to me, or I would be coming back to you, or we would be talking about this, but we certainly do right now. And that was just you know a feeling of a great moment, and I'm so excited to see what kind of a person she is and what would she like right now. And it's just a beautiful feeling. If you are someone who's listening to this episode right now, and if you're feeling you lost hope in something, it can be anything, okay? If you feel that you lost hope, even in friendship or whatever, I think make an effort to find this one person who made you feel good about yourself. And that's really an amazing feeling, trust me. Just make an effort. And I think I got my Dorotheas because of like manifestation. So this entire week, I was like in a kind of like a dilemma, and there was lots happening with me right now, and my mental health is kind of deteriorating, and I really didn't know like if I would make this episode today. But then I was so excited to meet Dorothea tomorrow, and I just thought, no, I'll have to make this episode because I just want to preserve this episode forever. I just want to hear to this when I become 50 and think about, oh my god, I met my Dorothea and I really wanted to meet her. And the day before I could meet her, this is what I was feeling. I think if you are listening to my episode, try connecting back to somebody whom you feel you belonged. Sometimes we don't feel belonged. Sometimes we don't have reassurance in our life to feel our self worth. When you do that, just give it a try. I really didn't know that I would be meeting my Dorothea today. Right now it's 12, so I just said today. Because, I thought some people wouldn't want to. They would be like, it's been many years, why would I want to? Or I don't remember her as my best friend. But she really did see me as her best friend, and she carried that title with her until today. And that's why when I texted her, do you remember me? She said, I am her first best friend. And that is so cute, right? We always have like our first love, our first best friend. And I think every time the first is the best. I just can't believe in that such young age we just called each other best friends, and we had planned so many things. I just can't wait to talk about so many things with her, and you really need to do this as well. Pick up your phone, text that one best friend you miss from school or college, or someone whom you just lost in touch with, and that's gonna make everything better. You're gonna feel, wow, this is so amazing connecting back to someone whom you lost in touch with. But in my case, it's very different because I'm just so excited to meet her because it's been like 15 years. Like I said previously, I'm just like waiting to know what kind of a person she is, what does she like, and we are color coordinating as well. We said that okay, so we're just gonna wear maroon color dress, and I'm like okay. No, I decided it. Yeah, I decided it. So this is so cute, and I just can't wait to go tomorrow. I know I've been saying this, and I'm just so excited, and I want you to know that I'm excited for some reason. But, anyways, I have something to add to this episode as well. So, I received a message from one of my acquaintances who said that they really liked my writing skills. So if you haven't checked out my blogging that I had been blogging for a website, I would request you to visit it. It's called what's the hustle.in. WhatTheHustle.in. What's the hustle.in. In this website, you will find my name, Ramya Velu. and you can check out my blogs on mental health. And I am coming up with my very own WordPress or blog post. I've not yet decided about it, but I am creating my own blog for mental health. I really love writing, and I've just been missing, you know, to write because I really love writing. It just is a therapeutic session for me to jot down my thoughts and organize it and make it look fancy, make it look shiny for people to read. And I appreciate each and every one of you who take your time out today to check out my blog in advance. I wanted to say thank you to you as well. I got one cute little message from this acquaintance who said that you really write well and you need to start making podcasts. So I'm so grateful for that person who said that to me. It just means a lot. So we come to the flag end of our episode. With that being said, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Bye.